Hello, dear friends. If you tolerate the intolerable, you are communicating that it's okay to be mistreated. Aime Teres. Opinion piece. Resistance movement. It has 300 operatives, rising from the ashes. Under the New York subway. It possesses Yamashita's gold. Let's start. In 1975, an intelligence agent codenamed Michael was on the run from its pursuers. He gathered a group of 12 agents around him for protection. While in hiding, they discovered a labyrinth of tunnels beneath the New York subway. They entered the tunnels, disappeared from the surface, and regrouped there, according to Cobra. Thus, the organization was born, with its main command center under the New York subway. Through the extensive spy network Michael still maintained on the surface, they contacted many agents who had fought against the Illuminoids, many of whom went underground and joined the organization. Their primary goal was to overthrow the Illuminoids' rule and equip humanity with advanced technology. The personal computers we know today were developed with the help of this organization, and Cobra witnessed a room filled with rows of computers being developed at their main underground command center in 1977. Contacts. The organization had contact with the positive civilization of Agartha, which had lived in underground caverns for millennia. They had contact with positive Andromedans, and Cobra saw an elegant, silver, cigar-shaped Andromedan ship in their underground hangar. In the early 1990s, they had some influence in ensuring the expansion of the Internet from the ARPANET domain to the public domain. The Dark Forces launched an offensive in 1996 to destroy the organization, and fierce physical battles ensued in the underground tunnels and caverns, nearly destroying the organization and Agartha itself. Counter-offensive. In a moment of necessity, a plan was devised to counter this. In early December 1999, the Pleiadians contacted the resistance movement on Planet X and initiated a massive uprising against the forces, who were defeated within 3 weeks and forced to flee to their bases on Mars and the Moon. At that time, many freedom fighters entered the underground tunnels to join the organization. The two forces meshed and emerged as one, now known as the resistance movement. Their growing combined strength changed the course of events, and the Dark Forces are now in retreat. In 2000 and 2001, the Illuminoids lost their bases on Mars, the Moon, and other parts of the solar system. During the same period, all remaining reptilian, draconian, and reticulum forces were expelled from the solar system with the help of the Pleiadians and other forces of the coalition of worlds. This caused panic among the Dark Forces, who orchestrated 9/11 to preserve their last stronghold, Planet Earth. Planet X. Planet X is located on the outskirts of our solar system. Its surface is unsuitable for physical life, but beneath it lies an extensive system of tunnels and bases that was under the control of the Illuminoids until 1999, and is now in the hands of the forces of light. In 2002, the Pleiadians provided precise data on the characteristics and orbital elements of this planet, It has a rocky interior and a surface covered in frozen methane, giving it a bluish hue. Its diameter is 15,200 kilometers. Its mass is 0.76 Earth masses, and its axial tilt is 40 degrees. The main reason astronomers haven't officially discovered this planet yet is that the Cabal has ordered them not to report on it. Being a fairly large object, it would be quite easy to see, even with amateur telescopes, if people knew where to look. And by the way, it's not Nibiru and it's not going to crash into Earth. The event. According to Cobra, 9/11 didn't turn out as the Cabal had planned. Instead, it served as a catalyst that helped many people understand what's really happening beyond the propaganda of the mainstream media. This new awareness has made it easier for the resistance movement to refine its victory plan. By 2003, they had managed to clear out all the deep underground bases, leaving only the upper levels. Since then, the movement has infiltrated about 300 of its agents into the Illuminati network, most of them in high-ranking intelligence positions. Gold. In early 2012, the resistance movement seized most of the gold that was in the hands of the bad guys. So, if you are wondering where Yamashita's famous gold is, now you know the answer. It's not in the Mariana Trench, nor in Fort Knox, nor in the cellars of private villas and castles, not in the vaults beneath Cloten Airport, nor in the UBS vaults in Zurich, nor scattered in the safes of small banks around the world. It is in the underground chambers of the resistance movement, will be returned to humanity after the event, and will serve as a reserve for a new currency that will bring abundance for all. The idea of a plan to overthrow the Illuminati network has been present since the organization's formation in 1975. In 1977, Cobra spoke with the man who conceived that plan. The initial idea was for the militia to take control and overthrow the bad guys under the leadership of the resistance movement. Collaboration. Due to the awakening after 9/11, the original plan was revised. No one will take over the planet. The resistance movement supports the uniformed forces with intelligence and logistical advice, but will remain secret. The warriors will support civil authorities worldwide, who in turn will support local law enforcement in apprehending members of the Cabal. The movement has experienced overthrowing the Cabal and liberating planets, having done so on Planet X in 1999. They maintain constant physical contact with the Pleiadians and other positive races, who provide daily intelligence on every member of the Cabal, their location, their activities, and even their thoughts, that the villains have nowhere to hide. The event. No human authority will decide when this will occur. The final word on when the event will take place comes directly from source. This is an event of cosmic significance. The last planet under the control of the dark forces is about to be liberated, and this will send waves of light throughout the galaxy. Just before the event, the source will send a pulse of light through the coalition of worlds, and the Pleiadians will instruct the resistance movement to use its 300 operatives to contact key individuals. The operation will then begin. Following the operation's success, there may be those who seek to exploit the situation by establishing their own governments and seizing funds. The defeat of the Cabal doesn't mean that human greed and lust for power will disappear. They are simply part of the personality of a certain percentage of the uniformed population. Rest assured, the movement knows who these people are. Their actions are being monitored, and they will not be allowed to take advantage of the situation. Until a certain level of consciousness is reached on the planet, the resistance movement will work behind the scenes for the benefit of humanity. At some point, they will reveal themselves publicly shortly before first contact. They have created a fund of $120 trillion, which will be distributed to humanity along with other prosperity packages. They possess highly advanced technology, mostly of extraterrestrial origin. They will provide support to advance some 6,000 inventions developed by geniuses around the world and then suppressed by the Cabal. Afterward, they will introduce even more advanced technologies of their own. Breaking news. A large comet has entered our solar system. It could be visible during the day. There are many Luciferians guiding governments today, according to Father Joseph Yanucci. Former Norwegian Prime Minister Thorbjørn Jagland was arrested at its home a day after its parliamentary immunity was lifted in connection with the Epstein case. Excuse me for my cat in hot. Peter John Dalglish, former UN Secretary General and founder of UNICEF, was arrested in Nepal on child rape charges. According to Gavamur, most of the arrests have already been made. We have everything we need. Until the change is implemented, the responsibility lies with the people. Epstein's emails are causing grown men to weep and many others to rage at the machinery of evil that continues the system under which we live, according to Jonathan Order. Interesting. Quantum algorithms accelerate chemical simulations, optimize massive systems, model meteorological complexity, and expand the boundaries of physics research. A team of researchers mapped a colossal gravity hole beneath Antarctica. It seems there is something down there. Conspiracy theorists have begun heading to Antarctica to try to cross the ice wall, but cats are stopping them, according to Sirius B. Some have been whispered to that there are things beyond, and they can hear the sound of flowing water, meaning it's not a frozen continent as they claim. There are those who crossed long ago and wrote about Greenlands. Thoughts or reflections. What a time to be alive. It's like the fall of Rome, but with memes. This timeline is crazy. According to Alexander Quinn, if you have felt anxious without a story to tell, nervous but exhausted, mentally agile but processing your emotions, that's no coincidence. The eclipse is already here. Comprehension always precedes clarity. The next few days will be energetic. Let them guide you. If you expect anyone you admire to be without a shadow, you will be disappointed at some point, because as human beings incarnated in the physical world and its duality, we still have healing and integration work to do. Do your own healing work, accepting that even the best healers or authors who have helped or inspired, they still have shadows that may surface. Why is Gisera always just around the corner but never arises? Ranra asks. It's possible that some of the White Hats have good intentions, but the structure is compromised by a repressive faction of the Federation that is still in charge of Earth. True transformation will not originate within a system held hostage. It will only happen when people clear a path through the swamp. Many more human beings have made the transition than those who haven't, according to Sierra. This will become more apparent as exciting and unexpected actions and reactions unfold in the coming days. Let yourself know that you have conquered the 3D dragon in peace, not war. It's over. You are rising from the ashes of what's going to fully claim your being, in this earthly life and forever. Your life has become what it is, rather than what you were told it should be. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.